Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue, and coming up on today's show, we're going to introduce you to a couple of local pros in the Philadelphia section of the PGA America. You know, Leela Mackey is with us from the local section. Leela, every year the section gives out awards to members in several different categories, be it competitive, player of the year, or some other category that one of these pros is being honored for what they've contributed. And today we're going to meet two different professionals in the section. Who's on deck to be introduced?
First, we have the Professional Development Award, which Dean Candle from St. David's Golf Club won that. Dean's a great guy from St. David's is in Wayne, Pennsylvania. And that award is really highlighting somebody who has done an exceptional job in going above and beyond in mentoring other young PGA professionals and helping them not only better themselves, but better them in their career. And the second one is Merchandiser of the Year in the private sector, and that would be Brent Wallace from Northampton Country Club. And that would entail, you know, how creative they are in the golf shop. And, you know, I know Brent redesigned kind of his whole golf shop and how much variety they have, how much they sell as far as, you know, golf ball shirts and what have you, but also just how, you know, well designed it is and how aesthetically pleasing it is, and all of that would go into that category.
So Dean and Brent, mentor and salesman, and they're being honored. We'll be back to meet them right here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company, quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.
Golf is the great equalizer. For many, this journey is an escape from reality, a chance to be part of a team, a career opportunity. PGA Reach impacts lives through golf by lifting people up, giving them hope, and sending them down an alternate path that they never saw coming. With PGA Reach Philadelphia, as in life and in golf, the most important shot you take is the next one.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. We are meeting today a couple local pros from the Philadelphia section of the PGA of America. They are award winners, and Leela Mackey is here with us to introduce us to our first award winner. Who's it going to be?
Thanks, Harry. First, we have Dean Candle from St. David's Golf Club. He is our Professional Development winner for this year.
I've elevated our assistant professionals. It's truly an honor of mine to be able to have them work here for us. So I take it seriously, what we do to try to help them out in their career, whether it's learning more about the business, learning more about the skills that they're going to need to be successful. So we meet on a regular basis all the time. We're constantly having career conversations, talking about, again, what they need to learn in order to improve and to get them to their next level, whatever that may be. You know, whether that they want to be a head golf professional, a director of instruction, a general manager, something outside of the business. To me, I just want to see them be successful. So it's a constant communication that we're doing to try to help them along in their career. I think when they come to work here, they understand that that's going to be something that we take seriously. So they tend to come to me, and then together we work on a plan to set their goals and use benchmarks that they can meet along the way. And we're constantly talking about them throughout the season. So it's a collaborative effort. Well, I take professional development very seriously, and it's something that I'm very adamant about, just trying to help myself do a better job here at St. David's Golf Club. And I've learned that over the years, the more responsibility that I've gained, the more I've needed to work on my professional development to learn more skills, to be a better leader, a better manager, and a better golf professional. So to know that being recognized by your peers, obviously we all say that that's a true honor, but it doesn't just happen just alone. It's a team effort. Just like in golf, it's an individual game, but in order to play well, you need good people around you, and I certainly am fortunate to have great people around me. Whether it's my wife, Jennifer, and my family, all the sacrifices she's made to help me out in my career, to help me get to this stage. The people here at the club, our assistant professional staff, our merchandiser, our caddy master, our general manager, everybody's a team effort here. And then just throughout the section, being able to collaborate with other golf professionals, it's again truly an honor to be recognized by them. Well, specifically want to thank the team here at St. David's, Mike McCarraher, Nick Nykiel, Shane Cowan, Madison Unfrillo, Sean Cook, because they're the engine behind our golf operation, and they allow me the opportunity to do some things maybe on the side or outside of the club that I know have helped throughout this process. So I owe a debt of gratitude to them, along with the entire membership here, and specifically our board and our golf committee. I'm fortunate to be at a club where they truly appreciate the staff and appreciate our team, and it shows in the way that they treat us. So I can't thank the membership at St. David's enough for allowing me to be here for the last 10 years and to be able to progress through my career in this way. I think simply that if we're tasked with growing the game of golf, and ultimately that's what we're trying to do and that's what we need to do, it starts with what you're doing individually first, and that we need to grow ourselves professionally and personally, and the end result of that is that we're going to make a wider impact on the game, and we're going to grow the game more the more that we're growing ourselves first. So that's my first and only advice.
And congratulations to Dean once again. All right, stay with us. More to come. Leela and I will be back in just a moment to meet another award winner. And this one, Leela, deals with being a salesman of sorts, correct?
Yes, sir.
We'll find out who it is in just a moment on Inside Golf. And welcome back. Inside Golf continues. Harry Donahue and Leela Mackey. Leela with the Philadelphia section of the PGA of America. We're talking about recent award winners. Several categories every year. The section gives out awards. And time to meet the next winner. Who is it?
This is Merchandiser of the Year for the private sector, and it is Brent Wallace from Northampton Country Club.
Our customer service really starts with the whole staff kind of being empowered to do whatever is necessary, because we're about the experience. That's kind of my whole philosophy, is kind of sell the wow, have a great experience, and then everything else that is good will follow from that. So I got my head professional who works under me, I've got an assistant, and we have a young lady who works in our golf shop, and there's no boundaries. So, no fear of failure for them. Never get mad, never get angry. We do what we can to take care of the customer, and we'll sort it out after the fact. That's kind of how I try and see it. To get the staff engaged in it, really it starts with the process of merchandise selection. So I try and involve those guys in that part of it too, especially our young assistant. Let him out there, see sit in the vans and see the clothes and have some ownership in what we bring in, because I value their opinion, because if it's just me doing the buy-in, you'll end up with the same stuff. And you got to bring in some stuff that maybe you wouldn't, but they see it differently and they look at it a different way. So it starts there, and then I just have a really good staff. I'm very blessed that they want to take an interest and they know, again, they can do whatever they want, and it's a coaching sort of atmosphere. And do a display. If you've never done one before, odds are it's going to be great, but if it's not, we talk about it and we work on it. So just love to have those guys involved. The restoration of the golf shop was kind of the main bullet point of my first year here. I mean, the structure itself has been around a long time. The gentleman who was here before me, fantastic pro, legend in the section, and when he left, they just hadn't done anything during the last part of his tenure there, and they waited for when they made the switch, and they said, here you go, you've got X amount of dollars, have at it. And they really, I owe the club a lot, because they let me go with my vision for it, which was nerve-wracking but fun. I'd never done anything like that, and really just tried to kind of pick a model that we fit. We got a small shop. It's never going to be one of the sort of like the cookie cutter with the heritage creations and all the built-ins. So we went for a sort of boutique sort of look, and thanks to my wonderful wife, I've spent a lot of time sitting around boutiques, looking around, holding the purse, doing that sort of stuff. So I had a good idea what I wanted. The club just supported me, and we were able to pull it off. I mean, the membership has been outstanding, super supportive. I mean, they love this place, and they just wanted, to have a great shopping experience where they could get the logo and rep their brand, and they're very proud to belong here, as they should be, and they've been nothing but awesome to me. So it's been very well received. The list of people that I have to thank, it could probably fill this entire video. It was going to fill my entire speech. I've been very fortunate over the years. It starts with the membership here at the club. Again, just giving me the reins to do what I wanted to do, which was awesome. I've never owned my own shop before, so that was nerve-wracking. And so talking to guys like Dave Paget and Chris Brocious, who they answered my calls, my texts all the time. The renovation, Anthony Malizia did a renovation when he got to Bitterman. He was so helpful to me. And then, through my career, working with great people. Eric Schillinger was my first boss in the business, and he gave me all the groundwork for merchandising. And when I went to Overbrook, working with Lisa Boyle was awesome. She's awesome at what she does, and I'm super lucky to be able to call her a mentor and a friend to this day, to have people to lean on like that. And then, ultimately, for everything I do, I want to thank my family and especially my wife, who is a huge part of our, the LCC is named after her, and she helps me with the lady stuff, with the men's stuff. She's great with that, and as well as, everything else. I couldn't get by without her, so huge thanks to my wife, Danielle. So a tip for a young professional who wants to get involved in this is you got to kind of be fearless, and you got to try new things, and you can't be afraid to bring in something that might not work out. You got to get to know your customers and what they want, and there's no way to do that and bat 1,000, I don't think, especially when you get to some place that's new. You got to be observant, see what people are wearing. It's easier more than ever now. Strike up a conversation or see what, social media and stuff, and kind of try some different things until you find your groove. But don't be afraid to fail. It's just a shirt you got to put on sale. It's not a big deal.
And congratulations to Brent on that award. All right, stay with us, Lulu. You're coming back. You're going to be with us on our Teed Off panel here from Lulu Country Club in Upper Dublin. We're going to be talking to Leela and our other Teed Off panelists about some predictions on what's going to happen over the next 12 months. when it comes to golf. That's next. Teed off here on Inside Golf.
Waiting list. When was the last time we got a waiting list?
And welcome back. Inside Golf continues now with our teed off panel. We are in the grill at Lulu Country Club in Upper Dublin, and joining us today, the president of GAP. He's a veteran at this. I'm talking about teed off, Oscar Mestre. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us, Oscar.
Good to see you. Happy New Year.
You talk about veterans. How about Joe Logan? How many years, Joe? MyPhillyGolf.com. He didn't even have gray hair even when he started doing this show.
Yeah, I barely got a hair.
I know.
At all.
I'm glad you said that and I didn't have to. Leela Mackey, she's got plenty of hair, plenty of knowledge. Leela is with the Philadelphia section of the PGA of America. Let's start with you, Leela. Here we are in 2021.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Always a time for, well, predictions about what's going to happen over the next several months, golf season-wise. You got any to lead the way for us?
Well, when it comes to just participation in general and how much rounds were up last year, I think there will be, I think that will continue. I think with junior golf and PGA Junior League and drive, chip, and putt and those things and our junior tour, those events I think will continue to see a lot of participation, and I think people will continue to play, especially this year, but I do eventually think that life will get in the way again, and as kids start going back to school and other sports, you know, get going, they will play those. And but I think we will see a high number of participation, especially among youth sports for golf.
Okay, so Joe, Leela, very optimistic that high level of participation, the increase, I should say, is going to increase. A lot will depend on COVID and how its course is tracked. But are you as optimistic as Leela that a lot of these people that found golf will continue?
I talked to a pretty elite club this morning about something else, and they said, you know what, we got a waiting list. When was the last time we had a waiting list? We've got one. And I hear that from a lot of clubs. I believe this club has a waiting list now.
Lulu, yeah.
Yes, which it never had before.
Not in the last few years.
They're quite happy about this. This is a great development. These are clubs that were, trying to stay alive, and now they got waiting lists. And I play more golf. You probably don't because you play so much golf already.
Well, Oscar, you certainly hope that's the case, right, with the GAP?
Well, we hope that, we hope a couple things, right? We hope that we can capitalize on the people that saw golf for the first time last year and that came back to golf for the first time in a long time. We want to capitalize, we want to capture a good percentage of those. I think in the long run, I think it's hard to anticipate this type of steep growth because we're going to run into capacity issues, right? You already hear at golf clubs, starting times which were made necessary because of demand. So supply is not ever ending. So I agree with what my two esteemed colleagues said before me. I think juniors is a great growth area. Let's bring them all back. But there's going to be more competition, right? There's going to be more competition for those same junior athletes. And eventually we run into a capacity problem at all our clubs. I don't believe we're going to be building new clubs, new golf courses. That's not a model that I think anybody's willing to invest in. But I am very optimistic. I think that golf got a great look and proved itself really, really valuable to people, to players, from an outlet standpoint, from a healthy standpoint. So I'm bullish on golf.
What was the biggest feedback do you think you got, in addition to golf being safe, outdoors, not much contact with even people you were playing with, but what are some of the other things that we found out about the game of golf during a crisis like this that people looked at and say, going forward we can probably, stay safe? Was there any that you got from your pro members here in the section and they were passing it on to you guys?
Yeah, I think golf did a really great job adapting and adjusting pretty quickly with, the fun noodles in the bottom of the cup so you don't have to touch that, no taking the flag sticks out, no rakes and that type of stuff. So I think it has proven to be a very safe activity to do, and I think there's so many other benefits that were highlighted, especially during a time like this, spending time outside for starters. And then also spending time with your kids and your family and your loved ones while doing something fun and learning a new skill. You know, you can't do that at home always, and it gets kind of old after a while. So I think things like that are just highlighted, and they'll continue to be promoted as that.
All right, staying with this prediction line, let's change a little bit the topic. Predictions, Joe, on, for instance, World Golf Rankings. Okay, we saw Dustin Johnson finish up last year, #1, had a great year. I think underappreciated because a lot of the attention was on other issues, Bryson DeChambeau. But does Dustin have it in him to stay #1, or are we going to see a change at the top there?
You know, I was slow to become a believer in Dustin Johnson. I always thought, like, nice house, nobody home. But he has proved, I mean, winning the Masters the way he did was impressive. If you look at the World Golf Rankings, there's a pretty good gap between him and #2, Jon Rahm. And I think it's his to lose. And right now, he's not losing it. He's playing very well. And he seems to, I don't know, he seems to be gaining strength or steam rather than losing it. But the people chasing him are not chumps. Jon Rahm and Justin Thomas.
And you know what else, Oscar, if I could interrupt? The thing that people forget about Dustin Johnson, he's 36 years old. You talked about the guys chasing him. A lot of them, you know, were hardly born when he was breaking onto the tour, okay? Which is, I think people kind of take this guy for granted. I think because he's so laid back.
Right.
There's no drama. Well, there's drama if he touches his club in a bunker during a major championship. But other than that, I mean, you know, considering he's with Paulina Gretzky, and I mean, there could be a lot of drama there.
Sure.
He's 36. I played golf the other day and got paired up on the first tee with a guy and his son, who was like a junior in high school, really good, is being recruited, looked at by Division I schools, and he was killing them. We were playing, and at some point I said, wait a minute, how old is he? Like 16. I said, so really, does he remember Tiger's heyday? He said, not a clue. Never saw it, no recollection. You know, he was like 6 when that was going on, 5 and 6.
Absolutely.
And that's where we are.
Yeah.
No one remembers Tiger Woods.
But it's amazing what he's done at this age, I think.
Yeah, no, I think DJ has that makeup that, you know, gives him a very good chance to stay competitive. He doesn't seem to take things too seriously, and he's either got a tremendously cool, calm exterior, or you know, the elevator doesn't go all the way to the top. I'm not sure. However, he's got that makeup that seems that he can be competitive. The problem is, you know, there's a lot of hungry people out there that haven't become #1 yet, that want to become #1. And you see the fire in their belly. I mean, it is very noticeable. And I just think, I just have this feeling that Justin Thomas is ready to take it to a different level. I don't see him kind of resting, hey, I got here and I'm happy with where I am. I see him pushing. Rahm's got that fire too. So the two guys, though they're distantly behind in the standing points wise, they have fire and they're working hard at it. So game on, let's see what happens.
And it'd be great for golf if they do. We saw it this weekend at
Correct.
You know, in Hawaii. You know, all the guys that were there last year are back again.
Golf's in great shape.
It is
really what it boils down to.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and we'll be back. More of Inside Golf in a moment.
They're not just familiar faces. They're your friends and neighbors. It's their small businesses, a beating heart that makes a neighborhood a home. The places with a pick-me-up or a story that inspires, where you can share a taste of comfort with the personal touch that makes our world shine a little brighter. Support small and make a big difference. Make it local. Make it Main Street. Make it Montco.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. Our thanks to Leela Mackey for joining us from the Philadelphia section of the PGA and for helping us meet a couple of the recent award winners. I didn't realize that you people have 900 golfers, professional golfers that are members of the local section. That's a lot.
Give or take on a certain year, it's about 900.
And that's a lot to choose from when it comes to award winners. So when you think about it, we just met 2 of them out of 900.
It's quite the accomplishment.
They're pretty elite class.
Absolutely.
All right. You know, speaking of the section, this is year number 100, a milestone. 100 years ago, the Philadelphia section of the PGA of America was founded, and Inside Golf is going to partner with you guys over the course of the next 12 months to kind of highlight some of the things that have happened. We got a lot of picks, right?
I know, yeah.
100 years?
Yeah, it's a lot has happened in 100 years.
I think so.
It'll be an exciting centennial year for us, and we can't wait to show it to you guys.
And share with our viewers. I'm sure they all have met over the course of their lifetime in golf, a number of the members. Think of it, 900 members now, and I don't know, how many have there been? Probably 5,000 members over the course of 100 years.
That's a good statistic. I'll have to look that up.
Right. Leela wasn't at that first meeting, but we'll find somebody. Maybe Pete Trenum
knows.
can dig deep into his trove, into his treasure,
to
find out more about the centennial year of the Philadelphia section of the PGA. Thanks, Leela, and remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. We'll see you next time here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA. Experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.